World War II shaped the lives of a generation. The war broke families apart, brought communities together, and turned a depressed economy into an industrial machine. On the home front, citizens sold war bonds and collected scrap metal for the factories. Friends were made and lost as a generation of boys was sent into combat. Penn State Public Broadcasting invited those who lived this history to share their stories of World War II.
Dwayne Orson Callahan, United States Air Force. I was at Langley Field, Virginia in the 2nd Bomb Group, 20th Bomb Squadron. We're a heavy bomb group. Originally had one B-17 and we wound up with 18 B-25s in October of 41. Yeah, it was the only mission I remember totally. All the rest are bits and pieces. We were briefed on D-Day at around 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30. And, of course, we took off around 5. I couldn't see to walk up to the mess hall to begin with. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face because of the fog. And the fog was still there when we fired up the engines. We taxied out by following the aircraft in front of us, had wing lights. There were 3 lights on each wingtip on the trailing edge, and that's all we could see. And we got out to the runway, and after the lights disappeared on the aircraft in front of us, 20 seconds we counted, and we took off at 20-second intervals. And, of course, the fog being only 200 foot thick, we were on top at 200 feet and in the clear. Unfortunately, the clouds were only 1,000 feet above us, so we joined 52 aircraft ship formation. We joined up in that formation, went to southern England, went across the Channel, and leaving the coast of England, we had to drop down to about 300-400 feet, maybe less, over the Channel. I don't remember exactly how high. I was too busy flying formation to really look at the altimeter. And we went on towards Utah Beach was our target. And as we went towards Cherbourg Peninsula, Utah Beach, we started raising up, and we got up to I think around 1,200 feet was our altitude at the time we released our bombs. We hit the beach. The target on the beach were gun emplacement pillboxes. They were enormous concrete structures holding, I think they used the 88 millimeter guns in them, which was a big gun. And each ship, 6-ship formation, picked out a pillbox, and we bombed those. And as my bombs went away at 6:25, I just glanced to the left, and through the smoke screen I saw the landing craft coming in, which was very impressive and took your breath away. We turned right, went across the peninsula to the southern edge of Cherbourg Peninsula, and went out over the Channel, going around the fleet, the invasion fleet. We did not dare to cross it going back. We were told we would be shot down if we went near it. Went back to England, Great Dunmow, landed at our field at Great Dunmow, and were debriefed, and immediately went to our Nissan hut and turned the radio on to see how we were doing. We were very apprehensive about holding on to the landing. That was a very impressive day. By the time we got home, incidentally, the fog was gone, so we had no problem getting back in, which was fortunate. That afternoon, we went on another mission to hit a marshalling yard where the Panzer tanks were being unloaded off the trains. And I think we disrupted them mightily I think we tore their tanks all to you know what. Good. Everybody in the crew was very cooperative. I had a great crew. And they were good people, good fighters. Every one of them was a fighter, me especially. I believe everybody in uniform should be a fighter, not an administrator. We have too many administrators today. We took off on a mission. I was number 3 aircraft to take off, and as I was leaving the ground, they scrubbed the mission. And so we were told to come back in and land immediately with a full bomb load, full crew, everything. And I was number 3 man, which put me in an echelon position of the lead aircraft. I was the left wing. The right wing was number 2 man. We went downwind leg. I slipped over under the right wing, number 2 man on his wing. And as we turned base leg, we went into echelon, follow the leader type. And when we turned final, the leader turned final, went on in and landed. Number 2 landed. When I got lined up with the runway, it disappeared. I did not have any runway in sight, so I pulled up and flew around for a while on top of that fog. I flew back and forth between that field and London, actually. In fact, I got into the balloons one time. They had balloons all up over England. They were small, looked like blimps shaped. And I evaded them, did a quick turn, and I didn't go near them again. But they arranged to have 2 men on each side of the runway. The operations officer did a fine job. With berry pistols, one would load and one would fire straight up. And the flare would guide me to the runway. And they put a transmitter in front of the runway, a couple hundred yards, with an ADF, automatic direction finder, which is the only navigation instrument we had. And I lined up on that, could see the flares coming up. That was my second guidance. And I went in as I went by the 2 guys firing the flares in the fog. My peripheral vision, I saw them out of the corner of my eye, and I just started rotating the aircraft. And I had briefed my co-pilot that I wanted him to pull the mixtures as soon as we touched the wheels on the ground, so we didn't roll very far. That aircraft rolled a long ways with the power on, even with it off. It was a heavy aircraft. And I told him to look out the window as soon as he could on the ground and see what we're doing. Tell me if I'm on the runway or which way to turn. And I would open my window as soon as I could and look down. That's all we could see was straight down. I couldn't see ahead, nothing. I couldn't even see the runway in front of me. And we came to a screeching whoa, and it was a beautiful landing. It's probably one of the best landings I ever made in my life. And the crew disembarked, was standing out front guiding the ground crew to come in. And they had to shut the engine off to hear. They couldn't see the guys telling them to come in. And they finally got up in front of the aircraft to where they could see it. And they hooked us up and pulled us to the hard stand, towed us in. And we never, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. That was the thickest fog in England. If you don't believe it, go over there and get in one of their fogs and you can't see your hand in front of your face. They've got it. They can keep it too.